One of the largest and most crowded cities in Europe is London. Narrow streets, wooden houses, neighborhoods that cling to each other. This city was a center of trade, crafts, and wealth arriving by sea. The noise of the markets did not stop from morning to night. The wheels of carts creaked in the streets. The sounds of hammers could be heard from the workshops. But behind the beauty of London was a great danger. Most of the houses were built of wood, and the streets were very narrow. A single spark could turn the entire city into ashes. In September 1666, just such a spark appeared, and it started one of the most terrible urban fires in history. This is the story of the Great Fire of London. London in 1666 was a bustling city. Markets opened every morning, and merchants took to the streets to sell their wares. Bakers baked hot bread, blacksmiths heated metal in their workshops and made tools. Tailors sewed new clothes. And on the streets, people, carts, and trade never stopped. Children played in the narrow streets. Craftsmen worked in their workshops. This city looked like a huge organism, working tirelessly, living every day. But this bustling and rich city was very fragile, because most of it was built of wood. And no one knew yet that in the coming days a single spark would change all of London. In the summer of 1666, London was very dry. It had hardly rained for months. The city was full of wooden houses. The walls, the roofs, and even many of the workshops were made of wood, and a strong wind was constantly blowing through the streets. The wind picked up speed along the narrow streets, and smoke curled sideways over the roofs. For the people, it was an ordinary summer, but in reality, the city was in a very dangerous state. The dry wood, the narrow streets, and the strong wind, all of this was waiting for a spark. And soon, that spark would appear. On the night of September 2nd, 1666, the workday had ended in a simple bakery on Pudding Lane. The fire seemed to have been extinguished, but a small spark from the hot oven fell onto the wooden floor. At first, no one noticed. Within minutes, a small fire had begun to climb up the wall. The wooden building quickly burned down. The wind carried the fire to neighboring houses. Within hours, the houses on Pudding Lane were burning. People fled their homes. Little did anyone know that this small spark would change the history of the entire city. That night, one of the most famous fires in history began. The fire spread quickly. The narrow streets and wooden houses created ideal conditions for the fire. Strong winds carried the flames from one roof to another. Within hours, the entire neighborhood was in flames. People were forced to abandon their homes and flee. The streets were filled with people, carts, and fleeing horses. Many headed for the River Thames. There, boats were trying to take people out of the burning city. The sky turned completely red at night. Smoke covered the entire city. The greatest disaster in London's history was underway. When the fire finally died down, London was almost completely destroyed. Thousands of houses had been reduced to ashes. Many people were left homeless. But the tragedy also opened up a new beginning. The city's leaders decided to rebuild London. Houses were now built of brick and stone, not wood. The streets were planned to be wider. A new London slowly rose from the ashes. Although the fire destroyed the city, it also helped London to emerge stronger and safer. The London of today is a city that was reborn after that tragedy.